In the waters, event 11, heat 1, lane 1, we have Claire Hamila from Fish Market. Lane 2, Kira Jameson from Skyline. Lane 3, Veronica Black, Fish Market. 4, Abigail Pope, Utah. 5, Chloe Thompson, Utah. 6, Sadie McDonald, Olympus. 7, Macy Colson, Utah Valley. And 8, Alexandra Lund, Olympus. That's Pope with the lead in lane 4, about 150 meters in. We'd like to apologize for the delay on getting the live stream live. We are up and going now. Thank you. Pope is holding that lead at the halfway mark, followed by Thompson and Black. Pope's still in the lead, but Thompson is making up some ground on this breaststroke leg. Thompson is taking over the lead ahead of Pope by 2 100ths. Less than 100 meters to go. Close race between Pope and Thompson, last 15 meters. And touching first is Pope with the 5:12.81, followed by Thompson with the 5:13.05, and third is Black with the 5:21.21. In the water is heat 2 of 3. Lane 1, Catherine Brower from Utah Valley. Lane 2, Caroline Riding from Utah Valley. Lane 3, Odessa Talbot, Fish Market. Lane 4, Lorraine Moran from Olympus. Lane 5, Avery Bulkley from Utah Valley. Lane 6, Eleanor Plant, Fish Market. Lane 7, Ella Fuller, Southern Utah. And Lane 8, Lene Nelson from Utah Valley. And that's Bulkley touching first in lane 5, followed closely by Moran going into this backstroke leg. Bulkley holding on to that lead. Moran and Plant looking to make a push here. Bulkley splitting a 2:29 at the halfway point. Moran taking over on that breaststroke leg. With 100 meters to go, followed by Bulkley and then Brower. Moran with a time of 5:13.08. Second is Bulkley with a 5:15.53. Close race for this third place finish. And third place is going to be Riding in lane 2 with a 5:28.70. Third and final heat of the women's 400 individual medley. Lane 2, Gabriela Zurius from Cottonwood Heights. Lane 3, Jennifer Labouchang from Cottonwood Heights. Lane 4, Monty Rose from Fish Market. Lane 5, Cadence Laws, unattached. And lane 6, Gretchen Lane from Fish Market. Lane down in lane 6 with the lead on this butterfly leg. Turning 1:12.04. Followed by Laws and Rose. Lane holding on to the lead at the halfway point. Laws in second, Labouchang in third. holding on to the lead. Laws, Rose, and La Bouching are all pushing. 100 meters to go. And after leading the whole race, Lane touching first with the 5:35.60. Bobby Shane second with the 5:40.36, and Rose taking third with the 5:43.61. We have event 12, the men's 400-meter individual medley. This is heat 1 of 4. In lane 1, we have Ryder Waters from Southern Utah. Lane 2, Marcus Richter from Fish Market. Lane 3, Glenn Tanner from Legends. Lane 4, Sean Honey from Utah Valley. Lane 5, Miles Moran from Olympus. Lane 7, Ammon Kamau from Fish Market. Lane 8, Jamison Taylor from Park City. And Honey is leading after the first 100 meters. Honey is just lengthening that lead. It was a good race for second place so far. Richter, Tanner, Kamau. 25 meters ahead of the rest of the field with 100 meters left to go, followed by Tanner and Richter.
As he is into his freestyle leg, he should be followed by Tanner on lane 3 and Richter on lane 2. Running there to lane 5 on that breaststroke.
Touching the wall first with a 4:31.49. The race is on for second place. Touching second with a 4:59.13, and Richter third with a 5:01.12. Lead now is heat 2. In lane 1, we have Thomas Chamberlain from South Davis. Lane 2, Lincoln Swenson from Olympus. Lane 3, Corbin Laws from West Valley. Lane 4, Abraham Astle from Olympus. Lane 5, Caleb Gallagher from Utah. Lane 6, Easton Mouser from Utah Valley. Lane 7, Sam Peterson from Hilltop. And Lane 8, Morgan Skinner from Cache Valley. That's Astle with a slight lead over Mouser. Lead at the halfway point, Gallagher second at the halfway, followed by Laws in lane 3. 3 seconds ahead of Gallagher. Finishing first is Astle with a time of 4:43.77. Second is Gallagher with a time of 4:48.16. The race for third here. Touching third. Now third. 4:58.57. In the water is heat 3 of 4. In lane 1, we have Parker Edwards from Wasatch. Lane 2, Max Wiesman from West Valley. Lane 3, Carlton Fiskus from Fish Market. Lane 4, Dylan Giraldi from Lehigh. Lane 5, Mackay Smith from Hilltop. Lane 6, William Kokanee from Chicago Heights. Lane 7, William Scott from South Davis. And lane 8, Canada Hudino from Utah Valley. First race between Bino in lane 8 and Raldi in lane 4 after those first 100 meters. The lead at the halfway point, followed closely by Fiskus. Fiskus pulling ahead on his breaststroke leg, followed closely by Giraldi. Left to go. Fiskus still holding on to that lead. About 2 seconds ahead of Giraldi. Finishes first with a time of 5:08.55. Second is Giraldi with a 5:10.52. And third is Edwards with a 5:14.76. Fourth and final heat of the men's 400-meter individual medley. Lane 2, we have Miller Wells from Southern Utah. Lane 3, Joshua Fox from Southern Utah. And lane 6, Xander George from Hilltop. In the lead after the first 100 meters is Fox, followed by George and then Wells. Fox is holding on to the lead at the halfway point, but Wells is making a push and closing that gap. Fox still leading with 100 meters to go. And Fox is going to finish first in the heat with a 5:24.41. Wells second with a 5:27.46. And coming in third is George with a time of 5:26.78. Sorry, 5:36.78. In the water, we have event 13, the women's 100-meter butterfly. This is heat 1 of 9. In lane 1, Odessa Talbot, Fish Market. Lane 2, Danielle Cannon, Hilltop. Lane 3, Chesney Bonner, Southern Utah. Lane 4, Jade Garstang, Fish Market. Lane 5, Julia Bartell from Utah. Lane 6, Thais Ibanez from Utah Valley. Lane 7, Valerie Guzman de la Hoz from Cottonwood Heights. And lane 8, Grace Wilson from Hilltop. Touches first at the time of 1:03.78, followed by Bartell with the 1:04.11 and Bonner with the 1:05.15. Heat 2 is in the water. In lane 1, Felicia Shee from West Valley. Lane 2, Sorsha Canning from Park City. Lane 3, Vienna Lemon from Olympus. Lane 4, Sydney Even from Utah. Lane 5, Megan Lemar from Utah. Lane 6, Elaine Liu from Fish Market. Lane 7, Sarah Cook from Cache Valley. And lane 8, Greta Doretto from Olympus. Touching first is Canning with the 1:05.39. Even is second with the 1:06.17. And Lemon third with the 1:06.69. This is heat 3 of 9 in the water. Lane 1, Sophie Anders, Fish Market. Lane 2, Eva Phillips from Utah Valley. Lane 3, Gabriella Henry from Olympus. Lane 4, Haley Tiffany from Hilltop. Lane 5, Francesca Hunt from Olympus. Lane 6, Kate Reichner from Utah Valley. Lane 7, Kira Jameson from Skyline. And lane 8, Lauren Greenwell from Olympus. First is Henry with a 105.18, Tiffany second with a 105.4, and third is Hunt with a 107.32. And this is heat 4. Lane 1, Ellie Long, Utah Valley. Lane 2, Shava Kirschkock from Fish Market. Lane 3, Eleanor Plant, Fish Market. Lane 4, Lene Nelson, Utah Valley. Lane 5, Reese Andrews from Wasatch. Lane 6, Brinley White from Utah Valley. Lane 7, Cadence Laws, unattached. And lane 8, Sydney McAlee from Olympus. Touch first with a 108.48, second Nelson 109.98, and third is Plant 111.50. This is heat 5, lane 1, Ava Ellington, Utah Valley. Lane 2, Sophie Rona, Olympus. Lane 3, Alexandra Lund, Olympus. Lane 4, Kathleen Brower, Utah Valley. Lane 5, Amani Rose, Fish Market. Lane 6, Avery Dyer, Hilltop. Lane 7, Sophia Canal from Olympus. And lane 8, Santina Hunt from Olympus. Finishing first is Lund with a 111.05, followed by Brower 111.54, and Hunt in lane 8 with a 112.37. And this is heat 6, lane 1, Tiffany Palmer, lane 2, Isabella Williams, Lane 3, Kalia Hasselback. Lane 4, Megan Lemon. Lane 5, Claire Daly. Lane 6, Kinsley Taylor. Lane 7, Aiden Glissmeyer. And Lane 8, Madison Salzman. And touching first was Glissmeyer with a 1:12.36. Second, Lemons. And third was Daly. This is Heat 7, Lane 1, Adeline 9, Lane 2, Madeline Stoles, Lane 3, Haley Bott, Lane 4, Autumn Kendall, Lane 5, Ksenia Keller, Lane 6, Soli Medina Hernandez, Lane 7, Mila Sylvia, and Lane 8, Natalie Svetskoff. Touching first was Kendall with a time of 1:10.83. This is Heat 8 of 9. Lane 1, Lillian Schiffman from Legends. Lane 2, Alyssa Soderquist from Lehigh. Lane 3, Isabel Wolchek from CCAT. Lane 4, Emery Lachance from Basin Blast. Lane 5, Tate Swenson, Park City. Lane 6, Lola Hunter, Legends. Lane 7, Sydney Guzman, Utah Valley. And Lane 8, Claire Peacock from Utah Valley. Touching first, that's Peacock with a 1:12.07, followed by Hunter with the 1:12.14, and Soderquist with the 1:13.17. This is the 9th and final heat of the women's 100-meter butterfly. Lane 2, Sophie Motoshaw, Utah Valley. Lane 3, Madeline Plot from Fish Market. Lane 4, Sydney Barr from Hilltop. Lane 5, Sarah Fevero from Hilltop. Lane 6, Chloe Whitehead, Olympus. And lane 7, Irma Lamb from Southern Utah. First, Fabro with a 1:17.64. Second is Barr with a 1:19.24. And third, Modashot with a 1:20.04. In the water, we have event 14, the men's 100-meter butterfly. This is heat 1. In lane 1, we have Adam Sinclair from Olympus. Lane 2, Van Haney from Hilltop. Lane 3, Colin Parker from Utah. Lane 4, Benjamin Hatchard from Olympus. Lane 5, Maxwell Kleinman from Utah Valley. Lane 6, Starlin Anderson from Utah Valley. 7, Bowden Olovic from Olympus. And lane 8 is Kellen Cameron from Utah. Very tight race here. Touching first is going to be Anderson with the 57.07. Hatcher in second, 57.24. And Kleinman third with 57.50. Heat 2. In lane 1, Jackson Fellingham, Lehigh. Lane 2, Chase Johnson, Skyline. Lane 3, Sharon James, Lehigh. Lane 4, Sebastian Rona, Olympus. Lane 5, Gabriel Jones, Olympus. Lane 6, Parker McCumber, Utah. Lane 7, Samuel Carlson, Olympus. And lane 8, Beck Johnson from Hilltop. Pool. And it's going to be Rona, the 57.03, Jones second with the 57.31, and James third with the 58.41. This is heat 3 of 12. In lane 1, Roman Noel from Cuda. Lane 2, Bryce Broadhead from Lehigh. Lane 3, Talon Coons from Utah Valley. Lane 4, Durgan McKean from Utah. Lane 5, Robert Barton, Olympus. Lane 6, Glenn Tanner, Salt Lake Legends. Lane 7, Alessandra Alberca from Utah Valley. And lane 8, Corbin Laws from West Valley. touching first is McKean with the 57.26. Second, Barton, 56.61. And third, Coons, 59.22. Heat 4 in the water. Lane 1, Ethan Banger, Cottonwood Heights. Lane 2, Benjamin Schiffman, Legends. Lane 3, Damon Erickson, Southern Utah. Lane 4, Angel Nunez Lanza from Cottonwood Heights. Lane 5, Wildy Anders from Fish Market. Lane 6, Kevin 2 from Olympus. Lane 7, Matthew Durbin, Utah Valley. And Lane 8, Cooper Hodgkinson from CUDA. Very close race here. It's going to be 2 with the 101.58. Erickson following with the 101.69. And Nunez Lanza with the 102.15. Swimming now is heat 5 in lane 1, Jace Fambro from Layton. Lane 2, Edward Hansen from Utah Valley. Lane 3, Liam Glissmeyer, South Davis. Lane 4, Pavel Maruta from Fish Market. Lane 5, Tate Scott, Lehigh. Lane 6, Taylor Fox, Southern Utah. Lane 7, Dylan Giraldi, Lehigh. And Lane 8, Ammon Canal, Fish Market. Touching first is Scott with a 101.97. Second, Hansen with a 102.37. And third, Fox with a 103.50. Heat 6 of 12 is in the water. Lane 1, Logan Hansen, Utah Valley. Lane 2, Braden Towns, Water Dragons. Lane 3, William Cockney, Cottonwood Heights. Lane 4, Max Wiesman, West Valley. Lane 5, Caleb Wright, West Valley. Lane 6, Benjamin Gillespie, Legends. Lane 7, William Talbot, Fish Market. And Lane 8, Ethan Brown, Fish Market. Touching first is Wright with the 103.67. Dropping about a second for him. Second is Hansen with the 104.63. And third is Brown with the 104.78. Heat 7 in lane 1, Oliver Northway, Olympus. Lane 2, Kyler Pont, Cache Valley. Lane 3, Easton Adams from Piranha Swim. Lane 4, Grant Gibbs, Hilltop. Lane 5, Braden Stoddard, Wasatch. Lane 6, Justin Chamberlain, Olympus. Lane 7, Jane Barrica from Basin Blast. And Lane 8, Simon Flores from Legends. First is Chamberlain with a 101.09, Stoddard in second with a 101.19, and Gibbs third with a 103.36. And this is Heat 8, Lane 1, Noah Stout, Cottonwood Heights. Lane 2, Yangping Tao, Skyline. Lane 3, Hunter Iverson, Southern Utah. Lane 4, Preston Tang, Skyline. Lane 5, Samuel Colson, Hilltop. Lane 6, Avery Jones, Water Dragons. Lane 7, Aiden Town, Fish Market. And Lane 8, Dallin McKee, Cuda. Taryn 104.02, and third is Polson with a 104.47. In the water is Heat 9, Lane 1, Huckleberry Burton, Fish Market. Lane 2, Arlo Peters, Legends. Lane 3, Stockton Rogers, Olympus. Lane 4, Dalton Rivkin, South Davis. Lane 5, Jason Bell, Fish Market. Lane 6, Nathan Contreras, Park City. Lane 7, Cody Judd, Southern Utah. And Lane 8, Andrew Shoup from Cottonwood Heights. Finishing first is Rivkin with a 105.02, followed by Contreras with a 106.06, and Peters with a 106.30. This is Heat 10 and 12 in Lane 1, Riker Polis, Cedar Swim. Lane 2, Nathan Lowley, Cottonwood Heights. Lane 3, Everett Gassman, Cottonwood Heights. Lane 4, Blake Reed, Cache Valley. Lane 5, Andrew Gray, Cedar Swim. Lane 6, James Biskey, Cuda. Lane 7, Oakley James, Lehigh. And Lane 8, Paul Bishkowski, Basin Blast. And Poulos is going to touch first with a 103.16. Second is Reed, 106.86, and Gassman, 108.09. This is heat 11. Lane 1, Tucker Hodgkinson, Cuda. Lane 2, Jack Cowboys, Legends. Lane 3, Jack Smart, South Davis. Lane 4, Newman, Washtenaw, Skyline. Lane 5, Spencer Hendry, Wasatch. Lane 6, Quentin McCoy, Southern Utah. Lane 7, Skylar Maudsley, Legends. Lane 8, Tate Johnson, Olympus. First is Washtenaw with a 107.01. Second, Cowboys with a 108.54. And third, Smart with a 110.19. And this is the 12th and final heat in the water. Lane 1, Blake Robinson, Utah Valley. Lane 2, Benjamin Al, Utah Valley. Lane 3, Wyatt McCoy, Southern Utah. Lane 4, Max Gidding, Cedar Swim. Lane 5, Benjamin Towsley, South Davis. Lane 6, Emmett Sterling, Wasatch. Lane 7, Brighton Bushnell, Wasatch. And Lane 8, Nicholas Harper, Utah Valley. First is Sterling, 106.03. Gidding second, 107.01. And third, Bushnell with a 108.82. And this is event 15, the women's 200-meter freestyle. Heat 1, in lane 1, Dylan Romprey from Southern Utah. Lane 2, Gretchen Lane, Fish Market. Lane 3, Taylor Bennett from Hilltop. Lane 4, Karen Martinson, Utah Valley. Lane 5, Chloe Thompson, Utah. Lane 6, Avery Blakely, Utah Valley. Lane 7, Greta Doretto, Olympus. And lane 8, Sarah Cook, Cache Valley. In the lead after the first 100 is Martinson in lane 4, followed by Thompson, Wolkley, Bennett. Going into the wall and touching first is Martinson with a time of 2:08.05. Followed by Thompson, 2:12.99, and third, Bulkley, 2:13.15. Heat 2 in the water. Lane 1, Vienna Lemon. Lane 2, Sophie Rona. Lane 3, Kara Mallory. Lane 4, Haley Tiffany. Lane 5, Addison Richards. Lane 6, Sydney Even. Lane 7, Lauren Bigelow. And lane 8, Brooklyn Richter. Close race at the halfway point between Mallory and Tiffany. Mallory flipping first, just 0.3 ahead of Tiffany. Mallory holding on to that lead going into the last 25 meters. And Mallory touching first with a 2:09.88. Tiffany second with a 2:11.08, and Even third with a 2:13.87. Heat 3 of 9 in the water. Lane 1, Natty Alonso, Fish Market. Lane 2, Raiden Harris, Utah Valley. Lane 3, Shayla Zoltan from Fish Market. Lane 4, Abigail Pope from Utah. Lane 5, Hannah Cesarevich from Cottonwood Heights. Lane 6, Rory Sorensen, Cottonwood Heights. Lane 7, Ella Fuller, Southern Utah. And lane 8, Elsa Bringard from Skyline. Solchik in the lead after the halfway. About 75 meters to go in the race. And Pope has taken over. 25 meters left to go. Pope with a 2:09.54 seconds. Voltage with a 2:12.64, and third Harris with a 2:13.92. Heat 4 in the water. In lane 1, Reese Andrews from Wasatch. Lane 2, Delaney Dolan from Park City. Lane 3, Waimea Barlow from Piranha Slim. Lane 4, Sophie Topham, Hilltop. Lane 5, Laura Rigby, Cache Valley. Lane 6, Anna Diedrichs from Wasatch. Lane 7, Isabella Williams, Skyline. And lane 8, Macy Polson, Utah Valley. That's Barlow with the lead at the halfway point. Dolan making a push at the very end. And touching first is going to be Barlow with a 2:16.64. Dolan second with a 2:16.97. And Rigby third with a 2:19.54. And this is heat 5 in the water. In lane 1, Sorsha Canning, Park City. Lane 5, Carolee Moore, Hilltop. Lane 3, Evie Bradley, Trotwood Heights. Lane 4, Emma Stevens, Southern Utah. Lane 5, Haley Bott, Utah Valley. Lane 6, Amelia Stamps, Utah Valley. Lane 7, Riley John Mart, Skyline. And lane 8, Tate Swenson, Park City. It's a tight race at the halfway point. It looks like Stevens has a slight lead over the rest of the field. touching first is going to be Canning with a 2:19.23, followed by John Art with a 2:20.06, and Moore with a 2:20.33. Heat 6 of 9 is in the water. Lane 1, Mallory Hemmer, Hilltop. Lane 2, Ava Ellington, Utah Valley. Lane 3, Isabel Harris, Fish Market. Lane 4, Maisie Priest, Utah Valley. Lane 5, Felicia Shee, West Valley. Lane 6, Isabel Reynolds, Cottonwood Heights. Lane 7, McKenna Garlick, Hilltop. And Lane 8, Gabrielle Zarius from Cottonwood Heights. That's Priest leading the field at the halfway point, followed closely by Shee. Priest is still leading, but she's making a push here at the very end. And touching the wall is Priest with a 2:21.35. She getting second with a 2:21.59. And third is Harris with a 2:22.36. Heat 7 in Lane 1, Jessica Hulse, Fish Market. Lane 2, Allison Hughes, Wasatch. Lane 3, Lola Hunter, Legends. Lane 4, Madeline Balagot from Lehigh. Lane 5, Madeline Fenwick from South Davis. Lane 6, Sandy Johnart from Skyline. Lane 7, Indy Merrill, Olympus. And Lane 8, Annalise Hahn, Park City.
Touching first, we have Han with a time of 2:23.72. In second, we have Hanus, and in third, Holz. Touching first for Heat 8, we have DuPont. In second, Jensen, and in third, Canale.
This is your last week. Next up is
touching first with a 2:22.83.
Heat 1.
Collier coming in second with a 2:30.76. And Wilson third with a 2:34.49. And this is event 16, the men's 200-meter freestyle. This is heat 1 of 8. In lane 1, Benjamin Schiffman from Legends. Lane 2, Keegan LG Park City. Lane 3, Ethan Purcell, Utah Valley. Lane 4, Tanner Nelson, Utah Valley. Lane 5, Matthew Dietering, Utah. Lane 6, William Woodall, Utah. Lane 7, Jackson Fellingham, Lehigh. And lane 8, Damon Erickson from Southern Utah. And Nelson is flipping first, closely followed by Purcell and Dietering and Fellingham. Nelson touching the ball first in a 1:55.57. Dietering second with a 1:58.19, and third is Fellingham. Heat 2 is in the water. Lane 1 is Ethan Bangeter from Cottonwood Heights. Lane 2, Adam Sinclair from Olympus. Lane 3, Robert Barton, Olympus. Lane 4, Kellen Cameron, Utah. Lane 5, Charles Sorensen, Utah. Lane 6, Sebastian Rona, Olympus. Lane 7, Alessandro Alberca from Utah Valley. And Lane 8, Easton Mouser from Utah Valley. Very close race right now with Cameron flipping first at the halfway point. Cameron touching first with a 157.55, followed by Rona with a 159.31, and Barton with a 158.69. This is heat 3. Lane 1, Matthew Hemmer from Hilltop. Lane 2, Jackson Hatcher from Olympus. Lane 3, Jonathan Michaels from Utah. Lane 4, Jeffrey Stachelek from Utah. Lane 5, Chance Rico from Utah. Lane 6, Benjamin Hatchard, Olympus. Lane 7, Sam Peterson, Hilltop. And Lane 8, Lincoln Hymas, Utah Valley. Rico Stachelak leading in the middle of the pool, about 75 meters to go. Close race here, and it's going to be Stachelek first with a 156.51, Rika second with a 156.92, Michaels third with a 159.94. Heat 4 in the water. Lane 1, we have Max Dixon, Hilltop. Lane 2, Samuel Mortensen, Lehigh. Lane 3, Blake Reed, Cache Valley. Lane 4, Marcus Richter, Fish Market. Lane 5, Alexander Berg, Hilltop. Lane 6, Lee Cummard, Utah Valley. Lane 7, Garrett Barker, Layton. And Lane 8, Owen Hershey, Water Dragons. Hershey in lane 8 has the lead after the first half.
Hershey with the lead.
And Berg has taken over with a slight lead. About 25 meters to go.
And Berg, bringing home out here. He is going to hit the ball first. And he will.
And Berg finishes first with a 2:02.94. Second is Hershey with a 2:06.17. And third is Cummard with a 2:06.64. This is heat 5 of 8 in lane 1, James Christensen, Utah Valley. Lane 2, Brighton Bushnell from Wasatch. Lane 3, Kyler Kwan, Cache Valley. Lane 4, Jack Caney, Hilltop. Lane 5, Levi Galaviz from Fish Market. Lane 6, Andrew Webster, South Davis. Lane 7, Cedric Monson from Cuda. And lane 8, Taylor Fox, Southern Utah. And Webster has a body length and a half lead over the field at the halfway point. Touching first is going to be Webster with a 2:03.78. Second, Galaviz with a 2:07.33. And finishing third is Quant with a 2:12.22. Heat 6 of 8 in the water. In lane 1, Brian Granado from Cedar Swim. Lane 2, Cody Judd, Southern Utah. Lane 3, Justin Tao from Olympus. Lane 4, Tobler Carlton from Olympus. Lane 5, Harrison Bay, Park City. Lane 6, Jonathan Lemon, Utah Valley. Lane 7, Jacob Hamlin from Fish Market. And lane 8, Simon Flores from Legends. Bay in lane 5 going out fast and leading the field. Bay holding on to that significant lead. Now the race is for second place. And Bay finishes first with a 2:05.31. Second place is Tao with a 2:10.7, and third is Hamlin with a 2:11.13. In lane 1, Carter Brown from Hilltop. Lane 2, Spencer Hendry from Wasatch. Lane 3, Jeffrey Smith from Hilltop. Lane 4, Gabriel Holst from Fish Market. Lane 5, Aiden Tarrin from Fish Market. Lane 6, Bridger Scott, Fish Market. Lane 7, Tate Scott, Lehigh. And Lane 8, Emmett Hansen, Utah Valley.
Macy Priest and Felicia Shee. Isabella Harrison, Felicia Shee. Andy Geehee, Macy Priest. Haley Bach. Isabella Williams. Sophie Toppin. Adeline Bradley. Anna Peters. Caroline Moore. Greta Delano. And you see
Close race here at the halfway point. Flipping first is Smith, closely followed by Hendry, Scott, and Taryn. All the way to the finish here, and touching first is Holst with a 2:10.33. Second is Scott in lane 7 with a 2:10.38, and third is Smith with a 2:11.93. This is heat 8, the final heat of the event. In lane 2, Luke Nelson, Lehigh. Lane 3, Emmett Sterling, Wasatch. Lane 4, Nevin Mashanad, Skyline. Lane 5, Porter Wildy, Lehigh. And lane 6, Thomas Chamberlain, South Davis.
Next up is event 17, women's 100-meter breaststroke.
Leading at the halfway point is Chamberlain, followed closely by Wildy. Chamberlain touching first with a 2:14.4. Second, Wildy with a 2:15.09, and Marchnad third with a 2:16.01. is event 17, the women's 100-meter breaststroke. This is heat 1 of 7. In lane 1, Ksenia Keller, Wasatch. Lane 2, Grace Cannon, Wasatch. Lane 3, Reagan Patterson, South Davis. Lane 4, Veronica Black, Fish Market. Lane 5, Alyssa Sorensen, Utah. Lane 6, Lorraine Moran, Olympus. Lane 7, Imani Rose, Fish Market. And lane 8, Sydney Guzman, Utah Valley. Black is going to touch first with a 1:13.71. Patterson second with a 1:14.9. And third is Sorensen with a 1:15.4. This is heat 2. In lane 1, Liv Sherman, Park City. Lane 2, Taylor Nelson, Cuda. Lane 3, Sophie Anders, Fish Market. Lane 4, Erin Palmer, Utah. Lane 5, Francesca Hunt, Olympus. Lane 6, Lauren Greenwell, Olympus. Lane 7, Catherine Brower, Utah Valley. And lane 8, Isabel Harris, Fish Market. Palmer with a big lead here, followed by Hunt and Greenwell and Anders fighting for that third place spot. Palmer touching first with a 1:13.21. Second is Hunt, 1:16.51, and Greenwell gets third with a 1:18.15. Heat 3, in lane 1 is Lucy Whipple. Lane 2, Valerie Guzman De La Hoz, Cottonwood Heights. Lane 3, Serena Rahm, Southern Utah. Lane 4, Anya Clark, Lehigh. Lane 5, Elaine Liu, Fish Market. Lane 6, Taylor Bennett, Hilltop. Lane 7, Claire Hermela, Fish Market. And lane 8, Chloe Whitehead, Olympus. Clark with a big lead going into the finish. Liu and Rahm fighting for that second place. Clark finishing first with 1:13.96. Rahm touching second, 1:18.09, and Liu 1:18.34 in third place. Heat 4 of 7 in the water. Lane 1, Brindley Howard, Fish Market. Lane 2, Marin Smith, Fish Market. Lane 3, Claire Daly, Southern Utah. Lane 4, Chava Hirschkopf, Fish Market. Lane 5, Taylor Ziegler, Utah Valley. Lane 6, Chloe Bowman, Lehigh. Lane 7, Adelaide Gassman, Cottonwood Heights. And Lane 8, Annalise Hahn, Park City. Touching first is Ziegler with a 1:19.63. Second is Bowman with a 1:24.30. And third is Harward with a 1:26.24. Heat 5 in the water. Lane 1, Anna Club, Park City. Lane 2, Delaney Dolan, Park City. Lane 3, Jessica Holz, Fish Market. Lane 4, Rebecca Cyril, South Davis. Lane 5, Piper Fennell, Water Dragons. Lane 6, Avery Dyer, Hilltop. Lane 7, Eva Phillips, Utah Valley. And Lane 8, Mallory Hemmert, Hilltop. Tight race here. And touching first is Fennell with a 1:25.6. Second is Phillips with a 1:25.8. And third, Holst with a 1:25.85. Heat 6 of 7 in lane 1, Carolee Moore. Hilltop, lane 2, Sunny Shreve, Cache Valley. Lane 3, Claire Peacock, Utah Valley. Lane 4, Madeline Stoles, Olympus. Lane 5, Brianna Yang, Skyline. Lane 6, Elsie Crowell, South Davis. Lane 7, Audrey Bradley, Cottonwood Heights. Lane 8, Sydney Barr, Hilltop. Very close race again in this heat. And touching first, it's going to be Crowell with a 126.4, Bradley in second, 126.7, and Barr third, 126.9. Is Heat 7 of 7. Lane 1, Leah Bernhardt, Cache Valley. Lane 2, Autumn Kendall, Life. Lane 3, Amber Lawyer, Cache Valley. Lane 4, Kylie Parkin, Cuda. Lane 6, Riley Jonart, Skyline. Lane 6, Sadie Jonart, Skyline. And lane 7, Adeline Nye, Cache Valley. Finishing first is Nye with a 126.69. Second is Parkin, 127.61. And third, Riley Jonart with a 129.35. This is event 18, the men's 100-meter breaststroke, heat 1 of 10. In lane 1, we have Skylar Maudsley from Legends. Lane 2, Chase Johnson, Skyline. Lane 3, Yingping Tao from Skyline. Lane 4, Baylor Lewis, Utah. Lane 5, Abraham Astor, Olympus. Lane 6, Hunter Iverson, Southern Utah. Lane 7, Wyatt McCoy, Southern Utah. And lane 8, Aaron Jensen from Lehigh. Good race between Lewis and Astor right now. Far ahead of the field. And touching first is going to be Lewis with a 104.67. Astor getting second with a 105.4. And Tao third with a 109.78. water. Lane 1, Mateo Flores, Utah Valley. Lane 2, Justin Chamberlain, Olympus. Lane 3, Owen Hartman, Olympus. Lane 4, Nicholas Morton, Olympus. Lane 5, Landon Alarcon, Utah. Lane 6, Miles Moran, Olympus. Lane 7, Thomas Powers, Cottonwood Heights. And Lane 8, James Christensen, Utah Valley. First with a good lead there is Morton with a 105.4. Second is Chamberlain with a 107.9. And third was Alarcon with a 109.67. Heat 3 in the water. Lane 1 is Carlton Fiscus, Fish Market. Lane 2, Connor Clark, Lehigh. Lane 3, Isaac Wardle, Olympus. Lane 4, Durgan McKean, Utah. Lane 5, Talon Coons, Utah Valley. Lane 6, Lakin Swenson, Olympus. Lane 7, Leonard Kai, Fish Market. And Lane 8, Andrew Shoup, Cottonwood Heights. Touching first with a 106.5, McKean second with a 107.76, and Coombs with third with a 107.85. This is heat 4 of 10. Lane 1, Chong Chang, Fish Market. Lane 2, Lincoln Hymas, Utah Valley. Lane 3, Luca Rogers, Clearfield. Lane 4, Daniel Wayne, Lehigh. Lane 5, Samuel Colson, Haste. Lane 6, Bodie Anders, Fish Market. Lane 7, Joshua Fox, Southern Utah. And Lane 8, Pablo Marita, Fish Market. Touching first with a 112.48. Second is Polson, 113.17. And third is Hymas with a 114.01. This is heat 5 of 10 in the water. Lane 1, Roe Walbridge from Cuda. Lane 2, Matthew Lee from Olympus. Lane 3, Ewan Smith, Fish Market. Lane 4, Robert Miller, Skyline. Lane 5, Gabriel Holst from Fish Market. Lane 6, Porter Wildy, Lehigh. Lane 7, Cooper Hodgkinson's Cuda. And lane 8, Connor Swenson, Olympus. Touching first is Lee with a 1:11.56. Second is Miller with a 1:12.28, and third is Swenson with a 1:12.68. This is Heat 6 in lane 1. Tobler Carlton from Olympus. Lane 2, Charlie Mitty from Utah Valley. Lane 3, Kaida Hibino from Utah Valley. Lane 4, Jonathan Lemon, Utah Valley. Lane 5, Ethan Brown, Fish Market. Lane 6, Carter Coburn, Cuda. Lane 7, Stockton Rogers, Olympus. And lane 8, Bridger Scott, Fish Market. Rogers has a good lead over the field. It's going to be a tight race for second place. And Rogers finishes first with 1:13.64. Second is Brown by 1:16.19, and Hibino third, 1:17.06. Heat 7 in lane 1 is Kyle Ingram, Clearfield. Lane 2, Jeffrey Smith, Hilltop. Lane 3, Nathan Woolley, Cottonwood Heights. Lane 4, Jayton Bearclaw, Basin Blast. Lane 5, Henry Helgeson, South Davis. Lane 6, Hiroto Stedman, Lehigh. Lane 7, Nathan Contreras, Park City. And lane 8, Collier Brace, Skyline. A healthy lead going into the wall, and then another tight race for second and third place. And Helgeson finishing first with a 1:12.83. Second is Brace with a 1:17.03. And third, Contreras with a 1:18.55. Heat 8, lane 1, Sean Cannon, Cedar Swim. Lane 2, Xander George, Hilltop. Lane 3, Mackay Smith, Hilltop. Lane 4, Brighton Bushnell, Wasatch. Lane 5, Max Giddings, Cedar. Lane 6, Zach Stevens, Hilltop. Lane 7, Jace Fambro, Layton. And lane 8, Alexander Berg, Hilltop. Touching first is Giddings, 117.70. Second is Cannon, 118.09. And third is Fambro, 118.39. Heat 9 in lane 1, Fish Market. Lane 2, Carter Brown, Hilltop. Lane 3, Blake Robinson, Utah Valley. Lane 4, Zion Turner, Clearfield. Lane 5, Parker Edwards, Wasatch. Lane 6, Jacob Anderson, Water Dragons. Lane 7, Nicholas Harper, Utah Valley. And lane 8, Soren Alonzo, Fish Market. Close race for first between Turner and Edwards. And Brown over lane 2. Touching first is Turner with a 118.61. Second is Edwards with a 118.68. And third is Brown with a 119.77. This is the 10th and final heat. Lane 1, Arlo Peters, Legends. Lane 2, William Talbot, Fish Market. Lane 3, Barrett Judkins, Cottonwood Heights. Lane 4, Austin Sorensen, Fish Market. Lane 5, Tucker Hodgkinson, Cuda. And lane 8, James Biskey, Cuda. Finishing first is Sorensen with a 119.23. Second, Biskey, 120.48. And third, Hodgkinson with a 120.79. We are on event 19, the women's 100-meter backstroke. Heat 1 of 10 in the water. Lane 1, Adeline Harding, Lehigh. Lane 2, Danielle Cannon, Hilltop. Lane 3, Santina Hunt, Olympus. Lane 4, Jade Gardstein, Fish Market. Lane 5, Raiden Harris, Utah Valley. Lane 6, Caroline Riding, Utah Valley. Lane 7, Claire Hamela, Fish Market. And lane 8, Felicia Shee, West Valley. Garstang is coming in to touch first with a 105.70. Harris is second with a 107.01, and third is Harding with a 109.22. And this is heat 2, lane 1, Shayla Zolcic, Fish Market. Lane 2, Vienna Lemon, Olympus. Lane 3, Lauren Biglow, Park City. Lane 4, Annie Reichner, Utah Valley. Lane 5, Taylor Hooten, Olympus. Lane 6, Chesney Bonner, Southern Utah. Lane 7, Ava Glissmeyer, South Davis. And lane 8, Brinley Waite, Utah Valley. Reichner touching first with a 107.31, Hooten second with a 108.25, and third is Bonner with a 109.32. Heat 3 in lane 1, Brooklyn Richter, Fish Market. Lane 2, Maddie Alonso, Fish Market. Lane 3, Anna Diedrichs, Wasatch. Lane 4, Megan Legger, Utah. Lane 5, Katia Holst from Utah Valley. Lane 6, Kate Reichner, Utah Valley. Lane 7, Sadie McDonald, Olympus. And lane 8, Taylor Nelson, Cuda. Touching first is Diedrichs with the 105.60. Second is Holst with the 105.72, and third Legarth with a 106.67. Heat 4 in lane 1, Dylan Romprey, Southern Utah. Lane 2, Alyssa Soderquist, Lehigh. Lane 3, Talia Hasselback, Hilltop. Lane 4, Grace Wilson, Hilltop. Lane 5, Odessa Talbot, Fish Market. Lane 6, Aobine Bradley, Cottonwood Heights. 7, Sophie Rona, Olympus. And 8, Gretchen Lane, Fish Market. Tight race here all the way across the field. And finishing first is Lane with a 111.47. Second is Talbot with the 112.39, and third is Bradley with the 112.56. This is heat 5 of 10 in lane 1. Cadence Laws, unattached. Lane 2, Laura Rigby, Cache Valley. Lane 3, Elsie Crowell, South Davis. Lane 4, Sydney McElwee, Olympus. Lane 5, Reese Andrews, Wasatch. Lane 6, Portia Canning, Park City. Lane 7, Allison Hughes, Wasatch. And lane 8, Madeline Balagot, Lehigh. Finishing first is Canning with a 110.09. Second, Laws, 113.32, and Rigby third with a 113.43. Heat 6 in the water, lane 1, Anna Klug, Park City. Lane 2, Hallie Gerard, South Davis. Lane 3, Reagan Patterson, South Davis. Lane 4, Isabel Reynolds, Cottonwood Heights. Lane 5, Sarah Favreau, Hilltop. Lane 6, Madeline Fenwick, South Davis. Lane 7, Catherine Egars, Legends. And lane 8, Kira Jensen, Sousa. Patterson touching first, 114.63. Jensen in second, and Favreau in third. Heat 7 in the water, lane 1, Madeline Watt, Fish Market. 2, Brinley Nilsson, Cache Valley. 3, Sophie DuPont, Olympus. 4, Sophie Modeshaw, Utah Valley. 5, Tiffany Palmer, Kearns. 6, Wayme Barlow, Piranha Swim. 7, June Johnson, Hilltop. 8, Mackenzie Newton, Southern Utah. Finishing in first place is Knudsen, 1:14.06. Second is Johnson, and third is Palmer. Heat 8 of 10 is in the water. Lane 1, Gene Elder, Olympus. 2, Emma Stevens, Southern Utah. 3, Sydney Barr, Hilltop. 4, Isabella Williams, Skyline. 5, Darcy Smith, Lehigh. 6, Paisley Jorgensen, Skyline. 7, McKenna Garlick, Hilltop. And 8, Sophie Topham, Hilltop. Williams touching first with a 1:11.48. This is Heat 9 in Lane 2, Sophia Canal, Olympus. Lane 3, Autumn Kendall, Lifetime. Lane 4, Lila Sylvia, Water Dragons. Lane 5, Megan Lemons, Utah Valley. Lane 6, Indy Merrill, Olympus. And Lane 7, Lillian Schiffman, Legends. Finishing first is Sylvia with a 1:15.58. Second is Lemons, 1:18.39. Third, Canal with a 1:19.17. This is the 10th and final heat in the water. Leah Bernhardt, Cache Valley in Lane 3. Lane 4, Rebecca Cyril, South Davis. And Lane 5, Kylie Parkman from CUDA. touching first with a 1:16.57, followed by Bernhardt with a 1:19.86, and Cyril with a 1:26.07. And this is event 20, the men's 100-meter backstroke. It is the last event of this morning's session. This is heat 1 of 11. Lane 1, Kai Hell, Skyline. Lane 2, Connor Swenson, Olympus. Lane 3, Sebastian Rona, Olympus. Lane 4, Parker McComber, Utah. Lane 5, Jonathan Michaels, Utah. Lane 6, Angel Nunez Lanza, Lane Cottonwood Heights. Lane 7, Owen Hartman, Olympus. And Lane 8, Jack Talboys, Legends. Very tight race in there. McComber gonna touch first with a 58.29. Rona second, 59.64, and Michaels third with a 00.10. Heat 2 in the water, Keegan Elke, Park City. Lane 2, Benjamin Gillespie, Legends. Lane 3, Truman James, Lehigh. Lane 4, Sean Honey, Utah Valley. Lane 5, Lewin Barnard, Cottonwood Heights. Lane 6, Kevin 2, Olympus. Lane 7, Isaac Wardle, Olympus. And Lane 8, Beck Johnson, Hilltop. Close race between Barnard and Honey. And a tight three-way race for second place or third place. Touching first is Honey, 58.65. Barnard second with 59.17, and third is 2 with a 100.12. Heat 3 in the water, Lane 1, Corbin Laws, West Valley. Lane 2, Jackson Keller, Utah. Lane 3, Gabriel Jones, Olympus. Lane 4, Bryce Broadhead, Lehigh. Lane 5, Nicholas Morton, Olympus. Lane 6, Benjamin Schiffman, Legends. Lane 7, Lee Cummard, Utah Valley. And Lane 8, Huckleberry Burton, Fish Market. Touching first with a 59.27, Jones second with a 59.99, and Keller with a 00.15. Logan Skinner, Cache Valley. Lane 3, Dallin McKee, Cuda. Lane 4, Grant Gibbs, Hilltop. Lane 5, Braden Towns, Water Dragons. Lane 6, Lakin Swenson, Olympus. Lane 7, Liam Glissmeyer, South Davis. And Lane 8, Edward Hansen, Utah Valley. Going to be McKee with a 104.4, second Skinner with a 104.8, and third is Swenson with a 105.4. Heat 5 in the water in lane 1, Dylan Giraldi, Lehigh. Lane 2, Jackson Hatchard, Olympus. Lane 3, Riker Polis, Cedar Swim. Lane 4, Mackay Smith, Hilltop. Lane 5, Samuel Lloyd, Water Dragons. Lane 6, Noah Stout, Cottonwood Heights. Lane 7, Braden Stoddard, Wasatch. And Lane 8, Danon Staker, Utah Valley. With a good lead here, touching the wall. Getting first with a 103.06. Second is Hatchard, 104.55. Stoddard third with a 105.32. And heat 6 of 11 is in the water. Lane 1, Jamison Taylor, Park City. Lane 2, Logan Hansen, Utah Valley. Lane 3, Mateo Flores, Utah Valley. Lane 4, Justin Tao, Olympus. Lane 5, Easton Adams, Piranha Swim. Lane 7, Zion Turner, Clearfield. And Lane 8, Benjamin Kidd, Clearfield. Turner, 106.88. Second is Tao, 107.69. Third is Hansen, 107.72. Heat 7, Lane 1, Luke Nelson, Lehigh. Lane 2, Emmett Hansen, Utah Valley. Lane 3, Levi Galaviz, Fish Market. Lane 4, Bodie Anders, Fish Market. Lane 5, Nathan Contreras, Park City. Lane 6, Sean Cannon, Cedar Swim. Lane 7, William Scott, South Davis. And lane 8, Matthew Lee, Olympus. Close race here. Galaviz is going to touch first with a 105.61. Cannon second with a 106.22. And third is Contreras with a 108.09. Heat 8 of 11 in the water. Lane 1, Miller Wells, Southern Utah. Lane 2, Owen Hershey, Water Dragons. Lane 3, Benjamin Al, Utah Valley. Lane 4, Ryder Waters, Southern Utah. Lane 5, Samuel Mortensen, Lehigh. Lane 6, Gedaniah Vandertulen, Clearfield. Lane 7, Tate Johnson, Olympus. And lane 8, Lucan Falabella, Lehigh.
Event 19, your women's 100-meter backstroke for tonight. Your alternates, Sophie Collins and Dylan Lombrad. In your decliner, Laura Ripley, Kate Sal, Grace Wilson, Alyssa Suttercrest. Henry Bradley, Maddie Alonso, Alyssa Thomas, Leon Lynn.
And touching first, that is Waters with a 108.56. Second, Falabella, 109.20. And third is Wells with a 109.37. Heat 9 in lane 1, Roe Walbridge, Makuta. Lane 2, Oprah James, Lehigh. Lane 3, Asher Toplin, Hilltop. Lane 4, Beckham Hill, Skyline. Lane 5, Andrew Webster, South Davis. Lane 6, Austin Sorensen, Fish Market. Lane 7, Carlton Fiscus, Fish Market. And lane 8, Ewan Smith, Fish Market. And touching first is going to be Webster with a 106.65. Second is Topham with a 107.03. And third is Sorensen with a 107.43. Heat 10 in the water. Lane 1 is Max Dixon from Hilltop. Lane 2, Carter Brown, Hilltop. Lane 3, Brian Granado, Cedar Swim. Lane 4, Aiden Taylor, West Valley. Lane 5, Paul Bishkowski, West Basin Blast. Lane 6, Dalton Rivkin, South Davis. Lane 7, Tag Lund, Utah Valley. Lane 8, Jack Smart, South Davis. And touching first is Dixon, 108.78. Second is Granado, 109.08. And third is Lund, 110.68. And this is the 11th and final heat of the session this morning. In lane 2, Henry Helgeson, South Davis. Lane 3, Arlo Peters, Salt Lake Legends. Lane 4, Quentin McCoy, Southern Utah. Lane 5, Zach Stevens, Hilltop. Lane 6, Barrett Judkins, Fontwood Heights. And lane 7, Carter Coburn, Cuda.
And we will see you tonight for finals. And it's a Helgeson Peter with 100 Coburn and 7 also challenging right now. Pretty tight between Coburn and Helgeson. Yes, Coburn is as they approach that 10-meter mark.
Pretty tight race here at the end. Stevens making a push. And it's going to be Coburn getting first, 113.93. Helgeson second, 114.50. And third is Stevens, 115.53. That was the last race of this morning's session. We will continue at 5:30 p.m. for the final session for today.